everyone, Ethan here from WordTech. This is actually just a kind of a vloggy style video to update you guys on some stuff. So first I want to talk about why WordCast did not happen last week, where the hell I've been, and also some upcoming projects that I have over the next few months for the channel. So to address the first question there, the elephant in the room, because a lot of people I'm sure were wondering where WordCast was. We were having some serious internet issues here, you know, thanks Comcast Business Class, whatever. So anyway, you know, they're more reliable service, so happens to not be any more reliable. But yeah, we were having internet issues where it would just cut out randomly. Our speeds were fluctuating so heavily that a live stream just wasn't realistic. And we were having some trouble setting up OBS properly. So I'm still working on that this week to try and get that up. So anyway, this Wednesday, 2 days after you see this video, we should be doing WordCast still, at least. That's the goal, assuming no more issues. Now, where I've actually just been working on a whole bunch of background projects and stuff like that, so I haven't really been available to do a ton of videos, which I know sucks because I try to stick to a schedule of 3 to 5 a week, that's including WordCast. So, you know, just the fact that I've been gone is probably even kind of weird. Nothing's happened to me, nothing's happened to the channel. Well, a lot's happening to the channel, but nothing bad has happened to the channel. I've just been extraordinarily busy trying to get a whole bunch of back-end work with the channel done, which I'll be talking about as I go through some of these projects and some things that I'm doing here, as well as a video that I had planned to be out much sooner, but I'm still waiting for some parts to come in. So I've been working on, so a few things that I've been doing. I've been working on rebuilding the website, which is something that's going to take some time, and getting the forums more properly set up on the website so that I can kind of launch that more officially with our new team of writers that I've talked about in a few videos. I still have some people lined up to start writing consistently, but I want the site to be redesigned before that happens. So that's why that's one of the things I've been working on, as well as just improving my Adobe Premiere Pro workflow, as well as color grading work and stuff like that I plan to start doing. And so I've been really busy trying to get all that set up, making sure I have all of the proper hardware, the back-end stuff, all of the proper software, and just kind of training myself to do a little bit more than I have done with Premiere and Adobe SpeedGrade and Media Encoder in the past, and just the Creative Suite in general. So anyway, I'll go over some of the projects I've got going on here though. So first I'll start with the one that a lot of you are probably starting to expect. So this big guy over here, which I did tease in a video, this big guy right here in the Roswell Thor V2 case is my render server. Now, I do not actually have all of the hardware for it yet, so that's why I haven't finished it. I do have the Blu-ray drive here, but I plan to be adding a 4K Blu-ray drive, so I need another one of those. But the big thing is actually, I finished the build, and as you can see, it's functioning, but I can't really do a whole lot of overclocking yet because it's using the stock AMD Wraith cooler for my Ryzen 5 1600 in there, so which is their 6-core chip. So I definitely am hoping to do some overclocking, and that's where this guy comes in. So, over here, this may seem a little bit ghetto. This is actually a system I built a long time ago for a friend, and he recently sold it back to me. So as you can see, the fans are super ghetto mounted up here. Those were just barely mounted in there. The holes just barely lined up on the mesh up there. We had to put them on the outside because there was a motherboard conflict in there, so we couldn't actually mount the fans on the inside of the radiator down in there. Hopefully you guys can see that fairly well. So there just wasn't enough clearance, and we needed to get something on there because he was running what's still in there is an FX 6300. Pretty hot running chip. He was having issues with the stock cooler being too noisy. So for about 1.5 years now or so, he's been using this, and it worked really well, despite being quite disgusting, both looking and dust management wise. Anyway, the point is though, that liquid cooler, which is the Corsair H105, is going to be going into the render PC over there, but I don't have the AM4 mounting bracket for it, so I'm still waiting on Corsair to ship me that. I believe it already shipped out. It's like a $5 bracket, it's no big deal, but I have to have that bracket in order to get the water block down here to actually mount on the AM4 socket. Then I'll be able to overclock that 6-core to about 4 gigahertz and should be up and running there. Should help my render times a decent amount. So that's kind of the main thing there, but some of the other things, so I finally got some fake plants, because you're not allowed to be a tech YouTuber without fake plants, of course. So I got a couple of fake plants. Plan to buy more though, of course. Boom. You know, fake plants are the best. I've also been working on another build over here that won't really be featured in a video, but this is actually a build for my dad. He does web design, and so I've been doing a lot of work around that PC because we're getting that up and running so that it can actually be used here soon. So that's another thing that I've been gone doing. I do finally have a dedicated table here for WordCast though. It currently has other random stuff on it, but it's a brand new IKEA table, black. I think it'll look really good in the stream, and it's going to be more permanently set up for the stream, so we don't have to move one of these tables every time, which ends up adding like 20-30 minutes to our setup time. So this will be basically just pull it out and we're good to go. So that's another thing that I was doing. So a couple other projects I have planned. First off is to do a little bit more cable management with my gigabit networking here. And speaking of networking, sometime this year, which will be featured in a video, but I don't know exactly when it's going to happen, I'm going to be upgrading to a 10 gigabit Ethernet between this machine, my storage server, which is currently this guy, but plan to be moving that into an actual FreeNAS instead of something that's running Windows. That'll be a 32 terabyte storage server. That'll have a 10 gigabit networking card in it, and I plan to be building a new workstation. That's all kind of far out though. That's stuff that you'll probably see more in like October, November, December range. So, you know, up to 6 months from now. But some of the things that I have planned a little bit sooner are actually going to be related to my little gaming setup over here with my 4K TV. So this here is a case I've had for a long time. I'll be doing a review of it very soon. It's the Lian Li PC06S, which I think I've talked about in some videos. I'm going to be doing a liquid-cooled system in there. Not sure yet actually if that's going to be before my workstation or after. I'm still kind of deciding. I've had the case mounted on the wall for a while. But it's going to be a liquid-cooled quad-core Ryzen system, so mostly going to be a showpiece for looks and stuff like that, because I don't want to have my main workstation using water blocks and stuff like that, because when new hardware comes out I don't want to have to wait for water blocks to come out for that. So this will be the main liquid-cooled machine that'll have a full custom loop with hardline tubing and all that kind of stuff. But going back over to here, I'm actually going to be this guy here, my laptop with a GTX 1070 and a i7-6700K, is going to be getting moved over there eventually with a 240 hertz monitor, along with my keyboard here and a nice mouse, all for low latency gaming, because I play a lot of competitive games. Not really to be competitive, but just for entertainment. I don't play too many things that are cinematic, so that's going to be my main gaming system, and I'm going to be building a Ryzen 8 core, probably just a 1700 that I'll overclock, a Ryzen 8 core that'll go over here, that'll be for what I eventually plan to have as a ultra-wide 1440p and a 4K monitor for doing all of my editing work on. That way I kind of have things segmented, because I need more cores to do my editing smoother, but I also still want the high clock rates that the i7-6700K in here offers for gaming, the higher FPS and stuff like that. So it'll be mostly a CPU workstation, since all my storage and my rendering stuff is all done on servers, offloaded. It doesn't need to have any high-end GPUs or anything, so it's not going to be too expensive of a system. It's basically going to be an 8-core CPU and an SSD, and a GPU that can do some stuff, nothing major. So that's where I've been. I've been doing all the planning for that kind of stuff, so I've been just super busy trying to get that up and running. And the other big thing is I'm getting close to hitting 1,000 subscribers here, which thank you everybody that has subscribed, everybody that's following. It means the world to me. It means the world to all the partners that work with me and stuff like that. Mirko, Daniel, Calvin, which you guys have seen, and the writers that are going to be starting to write articles. We love the support that you guys have been giving us, and you know, we're not at a huge amount of views per video, but we're getting a lot of actual interaction, which I really appreciate. We're getting a lot of comments from people and stuff like that, especially when we do our live streams. So we really appreciate that. But I'm trying to get everything in the back end scaled up for doing 5 videos per week once we hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, because once I hit that I want to start being more consistent, and so things are slowed down a little bit because we're getting awfully close. So that way I can basically just try and do 1, maybe 2 videos a week and focus on getting everything up and running to start doing the 5 a week that I plan to do, which is a video a day. And also I have the gaming channel that I've been doing video work for too, so that's been taking up a lot of my time. That's going to be getting more consistent as well though, so you guys should totally go subscribe to the gaming channel. There'll be a link down in the description. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching. Again, just kind of a vloggy, crappy style video, nothing super special here. But I'll be getting some new camera gear soon as well, which will help with some of the video quality that you guys see. So basically just some macro lenses and sliders and stuff like that for better B-roll and a little bit better lighting and stuff like that. But just appreciate all the support. Thank you everybody, and that's where I've been. I've just been really busy.